Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Let's Get Therapy. I am Katie G, and this is Elisa D. She has an advanced degree in psychotherapy, specializing in addiction, trauma, and PTSD. And the topic we have for you today is pretty relevant for the times we're in right now. So I'm going to let Elisa D take it away.
Do you know someone who's easily offended, or are you easily offended? That's what we want to talk about today, how being offended is a choice. Whether you take things personally or not is a choice. And actually, personalization is a thought distortion. So, the first thing I really want to say today is, Katie, you've got a smoker's voice, and it bugs me.
Well, Elisa, that's probably because I smoked for a while.
Oh. So you're not offended by my statement?
No. That's one of those things where it's a compliment in my realm of my career, being a broadcaster. But, that to take that and be like, oh my gosh, she said something that's true. How am I going to get mad?
Right. And let's look at this. Katie has made an entire career because she's got that voice. She's got that voice you want to hear.
I was made fun of for my voice growing up. Man voice was a thing that I heard on the regular. And actually, I have made it a point in my past to take to my social media to thank all of my bullies growing up, because now my voice is paying my mortgage. So all is okay.
All is okay. Now, okay, hang on. Was there a time, though, that you were offended by man voice or smoker's voice, or you have a deep voice, Katie?
Yeah, growing up, because I had the cute little girl voice growing up, and then I'd say around 6th grade, 5th grade, my voice was noticeably lower than the rest of the girls in the class. Mm-hmm. And I didn't know anything about broadcasting, right? So all that I knew is that I have this low voice and I don't know why, and I'm being bullied for it. So right. at a period in my life, yeah, it bothered me. But once I, got older, and especially into high school and then out of, I let that go.
Right. Because you had to.
Yeah. And then I ended up working with it. So it all kind of came full circle.
The reality is there's two choices. I think I just have no choice, actually, but to point out that there's a cat in the back.
Yes. It's the cameo cat. I love it.
And for all of our viewers right now, I'm outside, which is not the norm. My whole family is home today, which is just it's because it's Veterans Day. No one has work, no one has anything, but Katie and I needed to get this show out today. So here I am in terrible lighting with a cat outside. It is what it is.
It's the natural ambiance. I love it.
But you know what? And we might get somebody commenting, say, look at that lighting on her. It's terrible. I could choose to get offended, but what would that do for me?
Nothing.
So the reality is feedback is a gift, right? And probably if somebody put that, I'd be like, you know what? They're totally right. I should probably never sit outside again. That was a bad call.
Yeah, but
But you can learn from it, is my point. We can learn from it. We don't have to take it to heart. We don't have to take it and go, I am now altering my whole course of life. I can't show my face again on the internet. I can learn from this. I can choose to take the feedback as a gift. And same for you, right? Like you could have said, oh my gosh, I'm never going to talk in groups again. And there are people that will take those times in their lives where they were made fun of, or their feelings were hurt, and they, instead of taking it and going with it and saying, all right, how can I use this to my benefit? Is this true? Is this real? Do I need to add this to my worth and my identity? They decide, I'm going to do something with this, or they go around and hide, which is,
wow, that's sad.
It is sad. It's super sad. And that's where, all the other things that we've talked about over the last couple of weeks, the anxiety, the depression, it's when we choose to take these things that aren't actually who we are, or don't really make up the core of who we are, and we choose to add them into our identity.
Okay, I see. So it can add multiple layers that don't need to be there at all.
Right. Yeah, I agree with that statement.
And you said one thing that really resonated with me, because this is something that I'm still trying to do at 31 years old, and I will continue to do for the rest of my life, is I try to look at something that someone says to me and analyze it first. Are they attacking me, or is this something that I can use as constructive criticism?
There you go.
because there have been so many times where I've been told, you know, that I was bad at my job, or if only I did this, I would be better, or this, that, and the, whatever it might be. And it might sting at first, but
Sure.
I can't even count the amount of times where somebody said, you know, you do this and it sucks. You should probably try this. And they were right. If I just let it hurt my feelings and, you know, shuddered and then quit,
Yes.
you know, so you can, there's in criticism and what some people might take as something offensive, there's also learning moments.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And so, you know, it's not my master's program that taught me being offended is a choice. It's my mom.
Okay.
My mom, she has this amazing, strong character. It's like you can say things to her and she evaluates it and goes, is that true? Okay, if it's true, then I need to do something about it. I need to improve myself, like you were just talking about it. Is this a constructive feedback that I can do something with, or is it not? And so I feel very fortunate to have learned that lesson at a very young age, because my mom would say, you know, you come home from school, somebody said this, my feelings are hurt. And it's, is that who you are? Is that actually who you are? Do you want to, the cat's out of my head.
You know, I think the cat's just trying to get free therapy is what's going on.
I think you're right. I think that could be what's happening.
Uh-huh.
But, you know, my mom taught me this super valuable lesson. And I'm so grateful because I can go throughout my life now and I can get reviews at my jobs. I can hear things from listeners who have talked to us on a personal level and gone, you should try this, you should try this, friends that we trust. And we could choose to be offended by those things, but instead we want to grow, we want to learn, we want to go, how can I be better? And is there truth to any of this? Let's evaluate, let's check the facts.
I like that. And so let's say you have someone in your life who is hyper offended,
Right.
like, and I know a few people like that, where, I mean, you have to watch what you say, because if you're talking
Constantly.
about, if let's say you and I are having a conversation about something that they might have had a bad experience with, if they hear it, it's, why are you guys, you know, it's an instant battle.
Right.
So what is something that you can say or advise people like that to do to maybe kind of take a step back before you jump into the, you know, offended pool?
The offended pool.
Yeah.
Another Katieism. I need to write these down. Okay.
I know.
So when you see somebody jumping into the offended pool,
Mhm.
what you want to do is what I just said a few minutes ago, check the facts. What are the facts of this situation? So let's go back to what we were talking about with you. If
Okay.
somebody made fun of you as a child, your voice is so deep, Katie, you have a man voice. Well, let's check the facts, okay?
Okay.
Do you actually have the voice of a man?
No.
No.
Well, some would say yes, but I vote no.
You vote no.
Yeah.
When I hear you, I know that you are a female with a deep voice.
Woo.
Correct?
All right.
Yes. Let's check the facts.
Okay.
And so let's also look at, does your voice make up who you are as a person? Does it have anything to do with your character?
No.
No. So is it something that you need to be offended by? If somebody from the outside, me, is saying you don't sound like a man, you go check with people that you trust. B, it has nothing to do with who you are as a human.
Right.
So what are we gonna?
My voice could be something completely different, but I'd still be the same person.
You would be the same person inside. And
Mhm.
so what really this is coming down to is a lack of confidence in your identity, right? Not you, but if you are choosing to be
Right.
offended and choosing to take all of this to heart, we are so caught up in what other people have to say about us or what other people think about us, and we don't know who we are as a person.
Yeah. And that's getting a lot harder with the internet these days, because those keyboard warriors, you know, you go on, they can say anything they want.
That's right. That's right. But they don't know. They don't know who you are. But then, you know, I know we take it back to this a lot, but kids who really are still forming their identities and don't know exactly who they are, it is very challenging to let them have free reign on the internet when we do have these cyber bullies coming at them, telling them they're this, they're that, they've done this, they should do this, they should do that. They don't have a sense of identity yet.
Right.
So of course they're going to just fall to the whim of
What people
whatever.
are telling them.
That's right. Yeah, it's terrible. I feel like the internet in so many ways has just hurt us as a society.
Yeah. It's an evil, it's a necessary evil almost.
Yeah. We can't take it away now,
No.
right?
No,
Like
please don't.
we wouldn't
Please.
be able to do this.
I know.
However, it has caused a lot of unnecessary pain for those minds that just haven't been formed yet, or those minds who have not had a solid sense of identity growing up. So I think one of the things to really do if you have somebody who is easily offended, A, check the facts, like we said, B, also help build their self-esteem, help tell them who they really are.
I
Tell them
like
about
that
the
a
things
lot.
that matter, right? So for
Mm-hmm.
you, I'd say you're an honest person, you're a kind person, you're a positive person. I don't know why your voice would matter in any of those things.
Right. Start pointing out the facts, like you said.
Right. Pointing out the facts, pointing out who are they at their core. So, today's simple. Being offended is a choice. If you find yourself throughout this whole political game that's happening right now, the elections, all these different opinions flying around, you hear things like, well, you're selfish for believing that. Well, you're stupid for believing that. You need to check the facts and you need to see, who am I inside? Why do I believe these things? And how does this make up who I am? Do I need to be hurt and offended by what these people are saying to me? And not just in this political climate, but in all aspects of life.
Right. Just take a step back. And it's never a bad thing to remind yourself of who you really are anyway.
That's right. That's right. And find somebody that you trust. Check in with them. Like, this thing happened. Is this something that I should look closer at? Is there
Right.
any truth to this? And hopefully, if it's a good person who you really trust, they're going to tell you the truth.
You'll get the truth from them.
That's right. Exactly.
I really like that. And then hopefully that person is also someone that you can eat the Oreo with.
Eat the Oreo. As
Yes,
you're checking the facts.
We have not missed it once.
Eat the Oreo with my Oreo cat.
Cameo cat.
My Cameo cat.
I love it. Hey, you know what? That's going to be $50 back there, Cameo. You got to pay her.
That's right. Yeah. Thanks. All right, that's our show. Let's get therapy, everyone. Hopefully you enjoyed that. Hopefully you'll take that and mull that over as you're eating your Oreo. What can I choose to let go and not be offended of? Because offense takes a lot of effort and energy too. It takes a lot out of us to be offended. So what can you let go of today? What do you know about yourself that's true that you don't need to believe these outside entities who are trying to tell you who you are?
Right. And use that energy that you would be wasting being offended on finding us on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. We're at Let's Get Therapy. You can send us messages, comments. We read them all. And we've gotten some great suggestions for future episodes. And also on Facebook, they've had this thing where you can like and follow. Please do both. And then share our videos if you know anyone who could benefit from them. Because, Elisa D is constantly giving us good tips on how to keep our minds healthy.
That's right. Thanks for joining us.
Yes, we'll see you next week.
Eat the Oreo.